Carson is canceled. And I've been so unmotivated to talk about this, but girl, to have someone who as a child you were taught to admire for being the gifted hands. He wasn't just the first black man or first African American. He was actually the first of all, the first neurosurgeon to successfully complete the separation of Siamese twins conjoined at the head. Bruh, and now we must say goodbye because he is no longer a part of the family. UNC because slaves ain't ever been immigrants. LETOM because this just ain't a lapse in common sense. Hey guys, I'm Jouelzy. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up because yes, that definitely matters, and share because how do people find this stuff? Find me. This is a community powered by ShopSmartBrownGirl.com. Ben Carson is currently the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. While we always knew that Dr. Carson was entirely unqualified for this role, amidst all the fuck shit of number 45 leading us into a certain destruction and Armageddon, Carson reads as a softie, someone to joke about, your overly educated but still clueless uncle who you actually have fun debating with because he is so damn ridiculous. Like he's harmless and really just needs a hug. Till this fool got up and ran for a party that is so desperately in need of black folk that here he is, part of number 45's camp of token ashy Negroes. Not only are Ben Carson's statements simplifying slaves to immigrants who worked hard to achieve a dream plumb stupid, it is highly dangerous that this man who oversees the Department of Housing and Urban Development believes in any faction of this statement. In an era where many of our urban centers are being rapidly gentrified, this especially leaves communities of color, you, the descendants of those immigrants on the bottom of that boat, most vulnerable, as areas that whites would, oh my, I would never live there. They're now raising their rent too damn high in their willingness to overpay and push out the existing residents. This is the department that oversees public housing, fair housing laws, you know, them government programs that aid in the first-time home ownership. So Carson believing that slaves are immigrants denies the brutality and totality of the apparatus that was slavery. Slaves weren't just some people who slept at the bottom of a boat, got a kind of a bad deal to put their heads down, get to work, and overcome to find their dreams become reality. This denies the psychological impact that passes through generations that continue to toil in land that the hands and oppression of their ancestors built. Why precarious, as Carson's mother was a domestic worker who dealt with severe depression, who attempted suicide. Sir, this pick yourself up by the bootstraps rhetoric is often the lead to pushing cutting back on government assistance programs, often printed as the cradling of welfare queens and lazy colored folks, but we forget how much the middle class buys into government assistance, especially when it comes to programs overseen by HUD, that is the Housing and Urban Development Department that Ben Carson oversees. HUD homes, HUD loans, right? Somewhere out there is a joke about Ben Carson being in the sunken place. Some white man upset that Ben Carson beat him out as director at Johns Hopkins has overtaken Carson's body, and now this nonsense from a black man, formerly coveted, protected, and heralded by the black community, is deducing the preservation of our ancestors. Bye Ben, cancel.